What's up, YouTube? FZ8 here, updating on the FZ8. Now, I haven't posted a video of this thing in 3 or 4 years, I'd say. Reason why is I sold it. I sold it to a buddy of mine at work. He hounded me for about 2 years. Every time I rode this thing, he hounded me every day that he wanted to buy it. Never knew how to ride, just loved the bike. You know, I called it my Black Beauty. I was part of the FZ8 Central forums. Still am. I haven't been on there in a long ass time, but I was one of the owners. Actually, I think I'm wearing the shirt. I don't know if you see it. But I'm gonna break it down to you, give you a little update. I sold this to a friend of mine at work. Real good friend. Mint. It was mint. You know, I did all the work on this bike. It's got ECU flash, custom. At the time, it was the only custom stretched FZ8 out there. I did the first one. Check YouTube. I did the first one ever. 200 tire. I did all the work. Well, anyways, make a long story short, I sold it to him, and I came back from a run. You know, I'm a truck driver. He was waiting for me, and at that time he had this and I had bought my R1, so he was waiting for me so we could ride. So I get back to work, we start riding, and probably about a block, 2 blocks, it was a real sharp right. He had taken off, cut in front of an 18-wheeler, and I had to stop. You know, I couldn't make it, but he went around it. He cut in front of him. Well, he hit the sharp curve to the right, and by the time that I had the 18-wheeler had passed and I had turned left, he was already at that sharp turn right, that sharp curve. It was real, like 10-mile-an-hour curve. So I got on it, catching up to him. Well, when I got around the curve, there was a big construction crane with them big old swinging balls, and it was parked on the side of the road like this, you know, and it was stopped, and I seen dust coming out. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, so I was pulling up around the crane, and the crane driver was flagging me around, you know, come around. So I went around, I was going around, I thought he had broke down. When I came around, I seen the headlight of this bike facing me in the ditch. So I hauled ass, I went around the crane, I dropped my bike. This bike was facing me this way in the ditch, and my buddy was facing, so if say the bike was facing me this way, here, let's do it. The bike was facing me this way. All right, my buddy was on this side facing that way, and the whole bike was on top of him. All right, and he's in a muddy ditch. His helmet is crushed. You know, the shield is all in his face, crushed. And I ran up, I got the bike, I don't know how I did it, but I lifted and threw the bike this way, up and over, to get him free of the bike. I got him real gradually, I flipped him over, and he was gargling. gargling for his life, man. It was rough. I thought he was gonna die on me. I mean, he sounded like he was choking on his blood. So I'm in the ditch and I'm on my knees. The ditch is concave, so I'm on my knees, kind of like this, and I got his head on my shoulders to make his whole body level. And there's fire ants all up in me. He's got fire ants in his helmet. His helmet's still on. He's bloody. He's unconscious. He's gargling. So I got his helmet, the strap off. The cops had come, and about 10 minutes later the cops had come, but the Fort Worth PD, they're fucking, I'm not gonna say all of them, but the ones that showed up they weren't worth a fuck. All right, they didn't even come. They stayed on the road. They didn't go in the grass. They didn't try to do CPR. I was the one that's doing it, you know. I had got his helmet off, and I was the one that was cleaning him off. I was the one that would pretty much saved his life. The ambulance come and took him away. Well, they were gonna impound the bike. Bike's still in my name, my wife's name, both of our names. So anyway, the only thing that came out of him, luckily, was he had to have surgery on his knee. That left knee. The one that the bike crushed. So he was out of work. Workman's comp, you know, fucking sucks dick. So, I mean, this bike it's still in bad shape, but I bought it back just gave him some money to help him out. You know, the bike has sentimental value to me and him, and I just wanted to help my brother out, pretty much. So I bought it back, gave him some rims, you know, he needed rims, whatever. Anyway, well, when I got it, the whole tail was broken. It was crushed off. All this was gone. I had frame sliders on here, you know, with the cage. Thank God the cage did its job. It protect the engine. It's mint. It still runs like a champ. Frame sliders are bent and broke. The forks, the triple tree's bent. I had to replace it. The headlights crushed. All the fairings up in here. I'm trying to fix it. The headlight, I'm gonna have to get a new one. The forks is bent. I need to get a new fork. What else? I mean, there's a big ass dent in the tank. You know, of course, the clutch, this was all broken. I had to put my R1 clutch lever on here. I got a new master cylinder for the brake. All this was gone. I'm pretty sure this tire is pretty much, it's got a gash and the rim is cracked. Or not cracked, but gash. It's not holding air. Somewhere, it's probably on the other side up in here. But other than that, it's still gonna cost a little bit to fix it, to get it right. But I got that clutch lever in finally yesterday, and this thing, I mean, this thing is a champ, I'm telling you. 11,600 miles. And it starts up like nothing. got some parts there I gotta fix right here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But that's the update. That's one of the reasons why I stopped posting videos of the FZ8, because I sold it and a buddy of mine damn near lost his life on it. So, but it's getting there. I just want to give you all an update. I appreciate it. Peace out. That's one.